Pep Talk QK out here in Sheffield. Looking forward to Kell Brook versus Marc Deluca on Saturday night, and I'm delighted to be joined by a man that will be announcing the main event himself, David Diamante. Diamante.
How are you, brother? Great to be here.
I'm doing well, you know, fight night's approaching us. I feel the buzz of anticipation. Kell Brook, many questions about whether he's still got it after all those wars. It's going to be a fabulous night of boxing. What can Kell Brook do to convince the negative people?
Well, listen, we saw him yesterday at the Winter Garden. We're here in Sheffield, and if you saw him at the open workout, he looks like a bottle of Henderson's Relish. Strong and northern, as they say. He's looking good. He's looking fit. He looks ready for this. We haven't seen him in 14 months. His last fight was here against Zarafa, okay, the tough Aussie, who just beat Jeff Horn.
That's right.
So, you know, I know he didn't look great, but he beat him. Kell Brook has always been a class fighter. He's one of those guys that'll take on all comers. You know, he beat Sean Porter for the strap. He went up weight divisions and fought Triple G. You know, he lost, of course, he lost to Spence, and people start counting him out. You know, boxing is one of those, what have you done for me lately sports? And they haven't really seen too much from Kell lately, so people love to count him out. But Kell is tough, and let me tell you this. We're here in Sheffield, right? Sheffield was once a leader. It's known as the Steel City.
The Steel City, baby.
The Steel City. It was once one of the leaders in industry, okay? And in the 70s and 80s with globalization, really hit this town very hard. But like a great fighter, this city has reinvented itself and come back. And right now, the 21st century's been great. There's a lot of stuff happening here, and it's one of the leaders in arts and culture. So it's reinvented itself, and it's now becoming what I would like to say is like a two-time champion. Just like one of its favorite sons, Kell Brook, who was once one of the leaders at 10 stone 7, right? He was one of the kingpins at 147, and now he's trying to become a two-time champion, just like the city he's from.
Well, in terms of like a world title, do you see Kell Brook? I mean, do you see him campaigning at 147 or 154? I mean, where do you think he's best placed to fight on this year?
I mean, I think him and Dom Ingle will know that. He said he's walking around 11 stone right now. I mean, I personally would say 154. It's probably less stacked than 147 right now, too. But either way, that's up to him. But before that, we can't overlook the bazooka. Marc Deluca is here to win this fight. He's only once beaten. He redeemed himself in that fight. That was only a split decision loss. Fighting Marine from Whitman. You know, it's funny. Kell was talking about like brownies or whatever. A lot of people don't know Whitman, Massachusetts. That's actually where the chocolate chip cookie is from. That's where Marc Deluca's from. He's a really tough guy. He served the United States of America in Afghanistan, and he's a young, strong fighter. And like he just said, he said this is a crossroads fight for both guys, which I believe, because Kell Brook was once on top. He's trying to get back there, and Marc is trying to get there for the first time. So this is a very important fight for both guys. So before we look ahead for Kell Brook, he needs to get past Marc Deluca. I think that even before the televised fights, going to like the Facebook Live stuff that people need to check out. Jesus Amparan and Martin J. Ward. It's a really nice fight. It's an important fight. Paco presents it like we saw. He brought Tinoco over here to fight Jordan Gill.
Jordan Gill, that was a tough fight for Jordan Gill that night.
It was a tough fight. And when Paco brings fighters, they come to fight. This guy, Amparan, he's from Sonora, and he's only 23 years old. He's fast, and he's got some power, and he's willing to take shots to give his. So Martin J. Ward is really in for a fight. I think it's going to be a fun fight. It's a really good fight to watch. Tomlinson Burt for the final eliminator for the British and the Commonwealth. I think that's a lovely fight. That's going to be a really, really good one to watch. I think, again, a lot of Scots are coming down for that. And you know Tomlinson, he's going to have his crowd here. That's a really nice fight. It's kind of a cracker. Love Galahad and Marrero. Yeah. Come on, man. How do you not love this fight? And you see right here, this is a real fight, man.
He said expect problems.
Yeah. He said, tormenta, soy problema. He's like, I'm a problem. I'm a big problem for you. And he believes that. So that's not a gimme fight. Mm-hmm. You know, again, that fight in Leeds with Warrington, people from Leeds thought Warrington won. People from Sheffield thought Galahad won. Either way, it was a close fight.
How did you see that fight that night?
You know what? I'm not a judge, but what I see is I want to see it again. So if he can get past Marrero, he's going to get that shot again, because they're not going to give him that fight. They're not going to give it to him. He's going to have to earn it. So he's going to have to earn it Saturday night. And then the Wahlstrom fight with Terry Harper is a really interesting crossroads fight. You know, She's a lot younger, but she's undefeated. She's making a lot of noise. I love the synergy between her and Steffi Bull. Like, to me, they're the new Pacquiao, Freddie Roach. I just love how they work together, and they really believe in her. Like Wahlstrom said, though, she's been in this game as long as Terry Harper's been alive. But I think it's time for Harper. It's Harper's time. This is the 6th defense for Wahlstrom. The one thing about this fight that's interesting, you know, Wahlstrom has one loss to Katie Taylor, but she actually moved up in weight in that fight. I mean, she campaigns at super feather. She went up to lightweight for that fight. So, yeah, she got beat by Katie Taylor, but it's Katie Taylor, and she was fighting in a division above her own. So you can't really look at it like that. So you could kind of almost look at her like she's kind of undefeated in her division. So it's an interesting fight. I think it's a really good one. So that's kind of leading up to that. Now, so I just want to talk about it because I think this is a deceptively good card. There's a lot of good fights on here, and there could be some upsets. I don't think these are gimmies. I mean, I think John Doherty will probably take care of his man. I think David Allen should take care of Darch, even though Darch is a fine fighter. He's, you know,
fought Joshua Ullum years ago.
Absolutely, but he's older now, and he's kind of had a bunch of losses leading up to this. So I think this is a good one for Allen to come back in a 6-rounder, kind of see where he's still at. But those other fights I discussed, I think really it's a good night. So now let's talk about Fury and Wilder.
Wow, Fury versus Wilder, February the 22nd in Viva Las Vegas, your home country.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people over here
Yeah.
have said the promotion of the event has underwhelmed them. There isn't as much anticipation as the first fight because obviously there's been no press conference over here.
Yeah.
I mean, would you make of the lack of promotion, the so-called lack of promotion over here?
To be honest, I don't know much about it. I'm not really following it that closely, but what I will say, I just watched the Super Bowl on Sunday, which is probably one of the most watched TV events in the United States. Well, I don't know about the world, but in the United States for sure. And I saw, I think, 3 commercials for Fury Wilder. So that's pretty big. So it was on Fox, so it's on their promotion channel, but it was pretty big.
The fight itself, Tyson Fury says he's looking for power this time round. He needs to make sure it doesn't go to the judges and take out Wilder in 2 rounds. Is that possible?
Well, anything's possible in boxing. Do I see Fury knocking out Wilder? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, exactly that.
No, I don't see that happening. Could it happen? Sure, but I don't see that happening. If you asked me to put money on it, I certainly wouldn't do that. The way I look at this fight, I mean, it's an interesting fight, but, you know, I think Fury, we know what we're going to get. We're going to get kind of a master boxer. It's what we've seen before. He's a master showman. He's a master boxer. He's really fun to watch. He's really fun to listen to. He's just a very entertaining, enigmatic character, without a doubt. You know, what a guy. 6'9" Mancunian. You know, and good with the suits and just the whole thing. Wilder, he's got this. And at the end of the day, that's what this is, right? You can be losing every moment of the whole fight.
Ortiz fight,
and
rematch.
And in the last second, bing, and it's done. So he's got that great equalizer. So the problem for Fury that I see is that he has to fight a perfect fight for 36 minutes. He has to fight a perfect 36 minutes. And that's difficult. So, and the other thing with Wilder, we don't know if he's going to just follow him around the ring. You know, like you just mentioned the second Ortiz fight where he didn't really even fight a second of that fight until he knocked him out. I mean, he just kind of just waited. I mean, I had him down every round. I had him losing every single round until he knocked out his man. It seems like he's working on his timing. So again, he doesn't need to be perfect for 36 minutes. He needs to be, or for 36 minutes, he needs to be perfect for 2 seconds out of the 36 minutes. Therefore, I think Wilder has the edge because he's got that big equalizer.
Wow, you heard it from the man himself. I'd like to give a big shout out to the man that will announce the fighters this weekend, David Diamante.
The fight starts now. Pep Talk, UK.
Boom.